Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the Altan Summer Loafer, and I think this looks a little bit like their Lincoln Loafer, which I'm a big fan of, and so I wanted to give it a try to see about the brand. September is Cancer Awareness Month, and I always support this in many different ways, one of which is supporting the Light the Night Walk for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. It's a great charity, and I will match up to $500, 10% of all donations that are made. Hey, before we get started, I just wanted to point out that I've organized all my videos into playlists on my channel. So if you're looking for more videos around a specific topic, especially topics like this with general shoe knowledge, you can find all of the videos in one place so that you're able to easily access everything that's out there. Thanks much.
Well, hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about a very cool pair of shoes. This is a pair of Altan Boutier summer loafers. Now, as I look at these loafers, you know, I have the same kind of questions that I had when I looked at the Edward Greens. Is this going to be a way of me understanding kind of the quality of the brand? Is it going to give me insight into my sizing for the brand, and then ultimately you know, how am I going to look at this and make decisions on what to do? So what was interesting is that I actually sent Altan Boutier my measurements so that they could see kind of where my foot really lines up. Because with loafers it's tricky, right? You can really wind up with the wrong fit easily, and then you know that they do all kinds of weird things. They're smaller. They're supposed to be more confined to your feet, and these. Were not cemented, they're Blake stitched, but they also have a super narrow waist, and you know, very high quality leather, but also very thin. So I wanted to make sure that I got that fit right. So let's take a look at the shoes, and I'm wearing them because I wanted to remind myself on what they are. And this is the Summer Loafer, 550 euros without VAT. Not an inexpensive one. I got them on sale for 350 as they are now. And I think I'm going to have to give you the picture of the blue one versus the brown one, because I don't think the brown one is in stock anymore. That is just really cool. It's got a super narrow waist. It has a little rubber insert, which I normally don't go for, but again, for summer I wanted to try it out. Has a really good straight normal heel, and just an interesting shoe. Now, I normally wear a UK size 10, and so I asked them what size to do. I suggested that I might want to go to a 9.5 because, you know, I am sometimes a 9.5 in certain brands like Parker, and they sent me a 9. And when I opened the box, I was like, really? I mean, why would they send me a 9? And then I put them on, and they fit. And they're a little snug, even now after I've worn them a couple times, they're still snug. And what's interesting is I get a little bit of creasing here and across the vamp, which I normally do when shoes are too small or a little small. And I mean, you know, there's a lot of things you can do when your foot doesn't quite fit into the shoe and it's not like super comfortable, right? Item number one is you can take a mixture of alcohol and water, spray the shoes down, and then wear them for a day and see how that works. I kid you not that everybody that I talk to in the shoe community says that works absolute miracles. The other thing is you do the same thing and you put a shoe stretcher inside, and you do it. Now you can take them to a cobbler, or if this is something that you do, you know, if you're in between sizes and you need to do this all the time, you can buy your own shoe stretchers. I think they're $40 on Woodlore, and you can get them there. So anyway, so I haven't done any of that. You know, I'm just wearing them as is, and they feel snug, but not painful. Now, you know, I've had other shoes that are like this, and sometimes, you know, like with hole cuts, it's again, you always have to size really as small as you can handle, because if you get a hole cut that's too big, it'll wrinkle like nobody's business, right? So you got to be careful. But really been very pleased with these. You know, for the quality that comes from the shoe. And I'll give you an example, right? This piece of the leather, it's on the upper, it's the vamp. Probably the piece you see the most. Okay? It's probably 3 times, 4 times thicker than the leather in the rest of the shoe, and it's because it keeps the way the rest of the shoe together, because it's that really thick piece. It also holds up the strap, and the strap is also that thick, right? So this it really flows in. And then what's interesting is that this piece underneath, if you can see it here, underneath the strap, you can see that that piece is then joined to a piece of leather that's for the rest of the vamp here, which is just regular thickness. Now these are lined, right? And I want to point out that they're lined very, very nicely. It is obviously a vegetable tan leather, and very, very soft. They have a the sock lining, instead of, you know, some sock linings go to here, but because it's a loafer, this opening is really big, so the sock lining goes all the way to about here. Okay? And again, very nice. It's got some broguing on it. I mean, really, really interesting detail work. They handwrite the label inside the shoe here. You know, they've done a really nice job, and it feels, you know, it feels good. It feels very solid. I can put it on without a shoehorn now, which is a big switch, right? I mean, when I first got them, I needed to use a shoehorn. And, you know, they're getting to be, and I've only worn them twice now, they're getting to be really, really comfortable shoes. So, you know, from a construction standpoint, they have double stitching both at the edge of the shoe here. They have double stitching along the back here. You know, the material itself is very high quality. The apron is very, very interesting. They have, you know, it kind of looks like it's inside the piece instead of outside. So it's an interesting design. Okay, I don't know enough about it in order to say good or bad, but it's interesting, and to me that's actually cool. And then you can see the Blake stitching here, and you know, the Blake stitching is visible on the inside of the toe, in there, okay? But it's also on the outside of the sole. And again, very narrow with a beveled waist, very sharp bevel. I mean, they must have a shank in there that is keeping this thing together. And just a really well-constructed summer loafer, you know, and it should be 550 euros, right? 550 euros. 20% more, right? So that's adding 110 to 550. So you're talking about $660 for a pair of summer loafers. Is high, right? And I didn't pay that, but they're on sale now. But you know, it is an interesting example. Now, am I going to take this size when I go and I buy a lace up? No, I will not, because I don't want a lace up to be this tight. And I feel like this is just a little bit on the too tight side. I probably, if I had been in store, I would have said, yeah, I can get my foot in it, but no, let's go with a bigger size. But that's me, right? I know a lot of people feel the opposite way of that. So, but but I feel like it did what I was trying to do. It educated me. I'm super impressed with the quality of these shoes. To the point where when it's time to go and drop $1,000 on a pair of Altan Botier whole cuts, Norwegian stitch whole cuts, you know, I'm happy to do it. I'm also looking at their Goodyear welted stuff and going, that's not really that expensive. You know, there's some really good deals out there. So maybe this is going to be a brand that I'm going to take another look at. So I'm really glad that I did it. I was introduced to the brand on the Shoe Snob. Justin Fitzpatrick has been writing about them on his blog for a few years, and I'm really excited that I had this opportunity to try. And you know, next time I have a few shekels to rub together, as they say, I will see if I can pick up another pair in more of one of my traditional styles. So this is Wisconsin Shoe Guy. This is the Altan Botier Summer Loafer. and I highly recommend it. And I definitely think it's worth the price if you have the means. If not, wait till it goes on sale. Now it's 350 euros, and that's a lot more attainable than 550. So these are going to last in my collection for hopefully 20 years, so I shouldn't have a problem. Thank you so much for watching.